Welcome to The Health Hobby, the podcast for busy working moms who are ready to take control of their personal health and fitness, but are feeling stuck in the no progress zone when it comes to knowing exactly what to do when it comes to taking action on their personal healthy lifestyle goals while juggling a full-time job and being the best mom on the planet. Stick with me, a fellow working mom who has found joy in deep diving into all things healthy lifestyle and built realistic strategies around fitness and nutrition that have helped me build confidence, joy, clarity, and excitement around my life, and not to mention my biggest fitness and weight loss goals to date. It's time to kick yo-yo dieting and chronic starting over to the curb. If you're serious about taking control of your weight, confidence, and energy with simple strategies that you can actually maintain while working a full-time job and being the best mama on the planet, you're in the right place, my friend. Let's get started. Well, hello, welcome back. I'm Amanda Ford. This is the Health Hobby Podcast. This episode is going to be a goodie. Let's jump right on in. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about kitchen setup for weight loss success and also smart nutrition success. And we're going to be listing and talking about the key elements, tools, and resources that I have in my kitchen so I can be sure to have everything I need to cook healthy meals and also get really precise portion control. If you're into that, I love doing portion control. It's really fun. You can have the kids help you. We can get into that later, but today I'm going to be talking about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tools and kitchen equipment. Oh, actually, just kidding, 9. We're going to be talking about 9 things that you should have in your kitchen when you start a weight loss journey or are looking to clean up your nutrition routine. And the really cool thing is you probably have most or all of these, so you probably won't have to spend any money. If you do, it might be just, I don't know, very little, depending on where you shop, obviously. But you could get all of this stuff at a reasonable price, thank goodness for Amazon anyway. Okay, so the first item, or items I should say, are measuring cups. So measuring cups are cups. They're usually like a full cup, 3/4 cup, half cup, a quarter cup, a third a cup, an eighth a cup. And those are really good for measuring out dry ingredients. So flour, rice, beans, things like that. You can also do liquids in them. If you have like the pouring measuring cup, that's a single cup with the hash marks up the side. That's great for liquids. And you're definitely going to want to use this. I use it for fruit, frozen fruit. I use it for yogurt and really anything I need, obviously, to measure out in those portions. So those bigger sized portions. The next thing I have are the mini version of those, and that is measuring spoons. So for these, obviously, I know you know what they are, but so things that I typically use the measuring spoons for are chia seeds, obviously herbs, spices, if I'm making a marinade or a dressing, any type of oil, marinade or dressing. I measure butter, stuff that's really dense in calories. Something like a salad dressing, a marinade, condiments. I measure all of that stuff, peanut butter. You'll start to see as you measure kind of how much your portions are. But those things that I just listed are 100% on my list of always measure because they can really bump up your calorie intake without you even really noticing because they're so calorie dense. So think like mayonnaise or like ranch dressing, ketchup, which isn't so bad, but it's got a little sugar in it. So it has kind of high calories for how much people typically use. Butter, all really, really yummy things, all things that we can still enjoy. I just recommend that you always measure them. And the measuring spoons come in super handy for those types of kitchen ingredients. With both the measuring cups and the measuring spoons, I like to have 2 sets of each because you're going to be using them quite a bit. So it's nice to just be able to have one in the dishwasher and one ready to go, one in the dishwasher, one ready to go. So because what I found when I only had 1 set of each, that I kind of got lazy and I was like, oh, it's dirty, I'm not going to measure it. And then I end up dousing my salad in ranch dressing and blowing my calorie budget for the day, you know. So you can get, again, you could probably go to the dollar store and get this measuring cups and measuring spoons for fairly cheap. I have Sur La Table measuring cups and measuring spoons. I love them. They're stainless steel. I've had them for a long time. They last forever. The next thing is something you probably didn't think I was going to say. It's a little surprise, and that is a 9-inch diameter plate. And I heard this from a nutritionist many years ago, and it was one of the strategies that she used to teach her clients about portion control. So I love eating off a 9-inch plate. I definitely fill it up. But I fill it up using the measuring spoons and my scale, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But it really does bring the portion size down. And of course, you can have more if you're still hungry, or if and if you have room in your calorie budget for that day. It's really a visual cue to help bring down your portion sizes if you're working, on portion control and you're working to hit a calorie deficit for the day. 9-inch plates, you probably already have them. They're a salad plate, so not the full entree plate, but a salad plate. If you don't have them, Amazon, Walmart, local grocery store, the thrift store, you're going to have a really full and amazing kitchen after this. Excuse me, I'm still struggling from my cough. If you listened to episode 3, I was talking about setbacks and roadblocks because I've been struggling from bronchitis, so excuse my voice. Okay, the next one is a water bottle. I like those big jug water bottles. I think my water bottle is 36 or 64 ounces. It's really big. It's one of those big hydro flask looking bottles. I got it on Amazon for like $30. I love it. I fill it all the way up, and it's like I drink the whole thing throughout the day. It is heavy. It's kind of a pain in the ass to lug around, but I'm just going to work. It's in my car. It doesn't really go too many places with me. And with that said, again, probably having more than one water bottle is helpful. A refillable water bottle, I should be more specific. So maybe a couple different sizes. So if you just want to throw something in your purse, you don't want to lug around, your big 64-ounce water jug that you take to work every day and to the gym, you have something smaller to maneuver with and get your water in. So I always recommend, especially for full-time working moms, oh my goodness, this chair, I don't know if you guys can hear, is so creaky. I need to get a different chair when I'm recording. So I really recommend having water in your car, fresh water in your car. So think about having a smaller water bottle in your car that you keep refilled with fresh water. And then also I take my 64-ounce hydro flask into the office with me, and I drink off that. And that comes back in the house with me. But if you are not going to be carrying that around, I recommend having another water bottle, maybe a smaller size, that lives at your office. So you're always just filling up your water and having something to drink water while you're working. While we work, and I am so bad at this, I have to admit, I can get in the zone. I know you guys all get in the zone, and like we barely get up, we barely go to the bathroom, we're not drinking water. And then it's been 3 hours. We have had no water. We've had no snack. Having the water at your desk and starting to hydrate more, you are going to start gaining energy like no other. You're going to feel better. Your skin is even going to feel softer. Your brain is going to work better. You got to start drinking more water. I know this is huge for me as I'm getting older. For whatever reason, I'm just like not wanting to drink water. It's really frustrating. So any place that I can sneak a water bottle or keep a water bottle is a really good idea. So I'm recommending that you have at least 2. Think about how you live your day, and just you want to make it easy for yourself, and you also want to make it so you'll drink the water. So another quick idea is that I keep a water bottle next to my bed, right? So just anywhere that I can reach. There's one on my vanity, on my makeup vanity. So just any place, you guys, like where do you spend a lot of your time on the regular? Put a water bottle full of clean, fresh water there and drink it. Okay, the next item for your kitchen are to-go containers. So I'm sure you're like me and you've scrolled Pinterest and you've seen those beautiful counters full of those perfectly prepped meal bento boxes, right? Everything's separated and all organized and portioned out perfectly, and they're stacked all nice and in the pretty refrigerator. You can get those. I use those for a long time. They do wash and they're reusable. I just didn't love that they were plastic, and so I went to Costco and I bought a really large glass set of food storage containers, like Tupperware, except it's glass. So you got to have something like that because you are going to be doing meal prepping. I don't coach to doing these huge preps that last the entire week. If that's something you want to do, please do it. But you are going to be doing what I call just like bulk prepping. It's like food prep you would do in a restaurant to prepare for the dinner shift, right? You're going to chop all the lettuce. You're going to marinate the meat. You're not actually preparing the food. You're preparing to prepare the food. So having the lettuce chopped is really great. Having the meat marinating, having your oatmeal ready in the morning, or whatever it is you're eating for breakfast in these to-go containers that are reusable that you can bring home. Super helpful. Again, you probably already have these. Walmart, Amazon, grocery store, Target. Any reason to go to Target, right? The next item I love so much. So they're very versatile. Again, you might have them, but these are small mason jars. I actually have the oversized mason jars too. That's what I love to drink my water in. Honestly, if I'm at home, like on the weekend, I just carry on a giant thing, a giant mason jar full of water. But the small mason jars, so the 8 ounce and the 16 ounce, I use these a lot. I use them for just regular food storage. What I do love them, there's 2 things that I use them for the most. One is to make salad dressing. So I put the oil, the vinegar, the spices, the garlic, or whatever I'm doing. Maybe it's honey mustard. I put it in there and I shake it up really good. And it's just such an easy way to make salad dressing. I didn't have to get a fancy salad dressing bottle or jar. It's just, you can buy a flat of mason jars. I think you can get like 16 of them for like $15 or less. It's such a good deal and they're so versatile. So salad dressing. I also do my overnight oats in mason jars. So I've showed those on my Instagram. Pop over to my Instagram and you can find multiple overnight oats recipes because I love them. They're so good. They're filling. It's almost like a dessert in the morning. They are the best. High protein. They keep you full. They're so good. I'm wondering if you can hear my daughter and her friend having the time of their life right now. i.e. they're like screaming at the top of their lungs. But I also like mason jars are great for food storage. You can also drink water out of them. You can make desserts in them. They are just the best. And again, Amazon, Walmart, grocery store, Target. One of the things that you could do too is you can get mason jars also at the thrift store. They're super cheap. They typically don't have their tops at the thrift store, so you'd have to buy a box of tops, but that is like uber inexpensive. So happy thrifting, happy shopping. Make sure you get some mason jars. Okay, apologies. I do not know if you can hear my daughter and her best friend, but they just will not stop giggling. It is so funny. They're playing with the dog down there. But the next item are shaker bottles. So the shaker bottles are, there's a brand called Blender Bottle. They're the bottles that you see people shake up their protein drinks in. There's usually like a little metal whisk and people pop in their protein powder in there, almond milk, water, whatever you put in your protein powder or your supplement powder. That's what's typically prepared in the shaker bottles. My husband likes to drink his water out of them. He fills it with ice, gets the water really cold, and he loves to drink his water out of those. But typically we have a bunch of those in our house. We got like a 10 pack on Amazon again. I think it was like $20. And we put our protein drinks in them. And then also my husband uses them for water. But as you transition into like cleaner eating and even working on a weight loss meal plan and routine, you're going to find that you're probably going to have a smoothie or two, a protein shake or two. So these are really good to have on hand. Also, I put my protein drinks in mason jars. So getting back to the mason jar, you can get a bigger size. Perfect. It's glass. They get really clean. It's a great resource to have in your kitchen. So shaker bottles or mason jars for your protein drinks. All right, 2 more items. The next item you have to have for sure. You're going to be cooking a little bit more, but baking saves so much time, or roasting. So you want to invest in 2 pretty good size roasting pans, just, the big stainless steel roasting pans. You're going to be doing a lot of veggie roasting, a lot of protein roasting. You can make fajitas in there. You can just do plain roast veggies, whatever, but it saves so much time just roasting, those one sheet meals. I love doing those. And it also doesn't take hardly any dishes for a dinner like that. It is the best. So I highly recommend getting 2 stainless steel baking sheets. Again, I got mine on Amazon. I'm obsessed with it. I'll link to it in the show notes because I love this baking sheet so much. I actually got it to make a sheet cake, but I'm obsessed with it. It's like the highest quality. Again, it's from Amazon. It's the best. The next item is a blender. So I love having a blender. You can also get an immersion blender. That's the one that goes inside of a container and has the long neck at the blade at the bottom. I have a Vitamix blender. It's a pretty heavy duty blender. Again, protein shakes, smoothies. We do desserts in there. I do like frozen banana and protein powder. Oh my gosh, it tastes like ice cream. You can do soups, salad dressings, so many things with the blender that is fun and yummy, and it literally makes everything. It's a really versatile tool, and it can be used at every meal, depending on what you're going to have, So I highly recommend having a blender or an immersion blender so you can blend up some delicious treats and your protein drinks or supplement drinks. Okay. One of the most important tools to have in your kitchen is a food scale. So yes, we've already talked about the measuring cups, the measuring spoons, but having a food scale is going to change your life. And I'm kind of a science nerd, and so I like to get things very, very precise. I measure most of my stuff in grams. You'll find that when you're logging your food using MyFitnessPal or other resources, that grams is a really common way to measure your food. And sometimes it's in ounces, but I like to do it to the gram. And to me, it's just fun and like, how close can I get? How tight can I get on this process? You absolutely don't need to nitpick over a gram or two, but it's really nice to say, okay, I had 4 ounces of chicken. I had 8 ounces of salmon, whatever. You can also use the food scale for liquids. So mine does fluid ounces. It actually has several units. It has ounces, pounds, fluid ounces, milliliters. It's very, very useful. I use it every single day. I mostly use it to weigh out protein. So fish, turkey meat, salmon, grilled meats, just anything that's like a meat, I always weigh out. So I get sliced deli, turkey, all of that gets weighed when I'm preparing my meals. So you have to have a food scale, and having the measuring tools, the measuring cups, the measuring spoons, the food scale, that's where the precision comes in. That's where your results are going to come in. That's where you're going to start to learn what a portion size is for peanut butter, a portion size is for oatmeal, strawberries. You'll start to see like how much is like a cup, and you won't really start to rely on them that much after like you get the hang of it. It's almost like riding a bike, but you guys, I can visualize how much exactly 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is, but I still use these tools, you guys, because why? Because they worked before. So I'm not going to fool myself and act like I am, smarter than or above, still using the tools that got me to the goals that I wanted so badly. Like, just use them. They're there. You'll get in a nice routine too. So you'll get in a really nice routine, and it'll just feel like second nature after a while. It's definitely going to get some getting used to. It takes a little bit more time when you're preparing your meals or before you sit down to dinner or whatever. It's so worth it. And remember, you're going to need to know the cup, spoons, ounces, fluid ounces for tracking your food so you can work to stay in a calorie budget. That is going to be its whole episode on its own, maybe multiple episodes, absolutely multiple episodes, but that is the golden ticket, you guys, is eating within your calorie budget. And these tools are going to help you get there. So those are all the tools I recommend for your kitchen, setting up yourself for success. So you have the tools to measure and prepare and meal prep in ways that keep you in your calorie budget and also teach you the skills of portion control so you have that forever and ever throughout your life so you can maintain healthy eating routines forever. Thanks for listening, you guys. This was a quicker episode than usual. Let me know what things you went and bought, what things you didn't have, or if you have questions about using any of these tools. Until next time, be happy and healthy. And thanks for listening to the Health Hobby Podcast. Hey guys, me again. Did you know that you can listen to the Health Hobby Podcast on YouTube? Yep, that's right. You can listen to the very same podcast you listen to here over on YouTube. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers over on YouTube and give the Health Hobby Podcast channel a follow. Thanks for listening to the Health Hobby Podcast. See you next time.